A miracle indeed. First of all, sir, how you doing? Who you wearing? How you feeling?
I feel amazing, man. Being here in Manchester with all these awesome fans. It's been an incredible weekend, and it's not over yet, so let's continue to have some fun.
We will indeed. You guys ready for Sunday Fun Day? We saved Santino for today because we knew you would get rowdy with us. And as I said, I'm going to ask a few questions because this is one of my personal favorites. But we have Chris Brooker standing by with the microphone so you guys can ask your questions. Santino, first of all, you are no stranger to the UK. Have you had any time to see Manchester this trip?
This trip I have not, but my flight tomorrow is like 6 p.m.
Okay.
So I'm going to go tomorrow and check out some stuff and, you know, museums or something. There's a lot to do in Manchester, so I have to pick wisely.
Yes. Now, during your travels working with WWE and other companies, do you have a chance to actually get out and see things, or are you more confined to the arena, the hotel?
Well, it's actually interesting because there are 4 or 5 different things you can do. You can get a good night's rest. You can go sightseeing. You can get your workout in, or you can party all night. So you have to choose wisely. Some cities, you're gonna go sightseeing. Some cities, you're gonna work out. And some cities, you're gonna party. So it kind of depends on if you've been there before, if it has a good nightlife, and you kind of choose one of those for, sometimes you can get 2 things in, you know? Yeah.
Well, you did say party, and someone went, woo! So that's Manchester. That's this lady here.
Oh, tonight we're going to party. Don't get me wrong.
Let's hear it, Manchester. Party all night. Well, I am such a fan of yours, by the way. And by the way, I have not had many interactions with this gentleman, so I am fangirling and marking out, as they say. But I was so thrilled to hear that you joined Impact Wrestling. I was there for a long time. Unfortunately, we did not cross paths. But how has Impact been for you? The locker room, the vibe, how's it been?
I absolutely love working at Impact. So from 2013, right up until COVID, I was working at my gym, Battle Arts Academy in Toronto, and 7 days a week, coaching judo, coaching wrestling, teaching class. I mean, it was a lot. And in 2020, I brought in, I have partners. So I'm able to come and do this stuff again. I got my life back, and I had my life was fine, but when you're a business owner, sometimes you're kind of stuck there a little bit. You have to be there. And now that I have partners, I can come out and do the things I really love to do and travel and meet fans and just share our love of wrestling. So you'll be seeing me a little bit more now that I'm able to come out and do this kind of stuff.
Well, we love that. We're so happy you came all the way here to Manchester. But being in a WWE locker room, now an Impact Wrestling locker room, and many locker rooms you've been in, what's the difference, would you say, between Impact, WWE?
In the locker room, not much. You know, a lot of the guys some of them are former WWE guys. Wrestling locker rooms around the world are actually pretty similar, you know. It's just the scale of the production's a little different, but Impact is really cool, man. For the size of the production staff that we have, we're able to put on an incredible TV show. You know, we have 2 writers. We don't have 12 writers, and we have 1 truck, not 15 trucks. But we put on an incredible show, and we have that little underdog feel that people are kind of sleeping on the product a little bit. But we know that if you compare Impact and their in-ring product will go toe-to-toe with anybody in the world. It's really something special. Every show, every pay-per-view, you feel like you just witnessed something really special.
Billy Ray said the exact same thing about Impact Wrestling. But you obviously mentioned underdog, and you have an eye for talent. That's part of your job. Who are some people in Impact that you think need more eyes on them? Like, who do you see as the next big thing?
I'm a huge fan of Trey Miguel. That guy is just a megastar. Of course, Josh Alexander is like amazing. He just got hurt, so wish him a speedy recovery. But he's one of those guys. Like imagine seeing like a Josh versus Roman match kind of thing. Like, man, that would be an incredible war. There's so much talent, and there's guys that sometimes when you get put into a character or a category in WWE, you don't have a chance to really show your full wrestling capability. But guys like Fandango, That guy's an incredible wrestler, amazing. And if the leash is taken off and he's able to really do what he's capable of doing, you'll see a whole other side of Fandango. And guys like Heath Slater, who are having this resurgence of this, it's kind of like he forgot who he was for a second. And now he's remembering, and this confidence is coming back, and he's an awesome entertainer, professional wrestler. He's just a great guy, too. So to see some of the guys have that second chance, to be able to wrestle the way they always wanted to wrestle is really cool. And to see them mesh with new up-and-coming guys, share some of the experience, the knowledge, and the young guys that have that fire, And some of the old guys can use a bit of the fire, but they can also give them a little bit of experience. So it's a really good, and that's the way our locker room is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be all young guys. It's not supposed to be all old guys. It's supposed to be a mix, and is a really good mix at the Impact locker room.
I think I have a lot of diversity, which is great. But the TNA Knockouts, we just mentioned them a bit ago. I mean, that women's division is so strong. Are there any favorites that you can mention, or ones that you think are going to just be the next big thing?
Dude, Jordan Grace, are you kidding me? That woman is amazing. Man, and I saw this. Does everybody here know Jordan Grace? Yeah. So did you guys see the transformation over the last 2 years of what she's done to her physique? And it's really, really inspirational. And people should really take note and try and model themselves. She had a vision. She saw herself a particular way, and she sculpted this incredible physique. And she was a bigger girl, and now she's like shredded. And it was slow and steady and done right. And she's amazing. Donna Perrazzo, Mickie James, Giselle Shaw. And did you guys see what happened this weekend while we've been here? Trinity Fatu has signed with Impact Wrestling.
Yes.
So, I mean, incredible. If the Knockouts division was already like top notch, and now it's just like over the top. And so we'll see what the future holds. But I mean, there's some dream matches. Anytime somebody comes to a company and you immediately have dream matches in your mind, that's a good thing. And now I can't wait to see Trinity versus all the Knockouts I just mentioned. Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Very exciting stuff. Obviously, Impact Wrestling. If you're sleeping on the product, get with it. It's amazing. But speaking of amazing, we have such an amazing roster of talent here at For the Love of Wrestling. Was there anyone that you were looking forward to seeing this weekend or meeting for the first time?
I think I've met everybody here, but I just, I was in WWE for 10 years, and, I've been kind of working on my own business for the last several years. And it's really a reunion for me. And, for example, Mike Rotundo was my producer for years.
Oh, wow.
Years and years and years. And then I haven't seen him in years. And to come and see him again, it's great. And of course, the guys that are here, they're really nice guys, but they're also brilliant in the business. DDP, Nash, I mean, they're so smart. And I love picking their brain and hearing stories. And I get to be a fan too. And I'm sitting just walking in the bus today and seeing all the legends and the MMA guys mixed in. It was like surreal, man. Booker T, there's so many, and they're all just so smart. I know they're entertainers and they're wrestlers, but if you ever have a chance to talk to them, they're brilliant men. And the way they view not just wrestling, but life, and they're excellent mentors. And I've been really fortunate. When you get to WWE, it's not the destination. It's like you're in Harvard for wrestling, and you're around these brilliant minds that share their philosophies on how they view wrestling, not just in-ring, but the industry in general. And you learn so much more. So it's kind of like, if you're good, you get there, but when you get there, you become awesome, right? Because you're around these incredible mentors. So it's great for me to see everybody, actually.
And even everyone this weekend has been so giving in their knowledge. But one more question for me, then you guys get those questions ready. I'll ask you to raise your hands in just a moment. But you have such an eye for talent. That's part of your job. If someone is an inspiring wrestler, and we have a lot of up-and-coming wrestlers here, what are you looking for? Are you looking for that star quality? Are you looking for athleticism, the total package?
Well, that's the million-dollar question. How do you describe the it factor? And if anybody had a definitive answer, they would be, very successful. For me, if somebody makes me look twice, you know, I walk in and I'm like, who the hell is that? That's a huge part of it. So you gotta make yourself, and that's the key. You can make yourself. You can transform your body. The only thing you can't do is get taller. I tried, trust me. But you can do everything else. You know, haircut, tan, get in shape, eat clean, change your gear, your, you know, how you appear, your persona. That's all in your control. And you have to exude star power, you know. You have to be someone that when they see you, go, that person's going to be a star. And how do you do that? You know, that comes with confidence and experience and personality and all that kind of stuff. But that's what I look for. I look for somebody that is a good person, that knows how to work well with others, because that's what we have to do. We have to give and take and work well with others. But is a professional, consummate professional. Do they look, you know, their appearance and just how they carry themselves. And then you have to have a certain level of intelligence because it's a tricky business. It's complicated. The storytelling aspect it's not as easy as it looks sometimes. And the reason it looks so easy is because professionals are doing it. So yeah, you have to be on your toes and pretty bright.
I think people just think it's athleticism and they don't think about personality and professionalism. Great, great. We have a question over here to the left. Hello.
Let's begin. Here we go.
What was your favorite match in WWE?
Favorite match in WWE?
My favorite match is I had a blindfold match with Drew McIntyre back in the day, and that's my favorite match. And the reason is, so to be successful in a blindfold match, you have to use the audience as your eyes. So let's say Drew McIntyre was here, and I started here, and the people started cheering as I got closer, and then they started getting quieter and then it's like a hot and cold game, and so the connection that I had with the audience during that match, and they helped me win the match. That's right, I beat Drew McIntyre.
Yes.
And that was my favorite part, the fact that the audience was working with me in that match.
Great question. Thank you.
Good question.
Fantastic. I'm just heading over here. Go right ahead.
Recently, I found out you've been known for making people break character by saying their names wrong. Who do you think was the most fun, to break their character?
I think the first one ever was John Cena when I broke. But it's so funny because meeting everybody this weekend, everyone comes up to me and they're like, you know, we can't call him John Cena, we have to call him John Cena. So I wonder if people go up to him and say, we can't call you John Cena, you're John Cena. But in my phone, like Rey Mysterio is Rey Mastrio, Baptista, all those, so the way I call them on TV, I put them in my phone like that, the same way. Even in Impact, I started doing it. You know, just Josh Alessandro, I just kind of tweak the accent and stuff. Delisha Edwards, that kind of thing. So, yeah, I enjoyed doing that, tweaking the names, and but you have to remember the way you call it because you can't say it the normal way. If you say it the normal way once, you're stooging off the fact that you're doing it on purpose. So you have to be consistent.
It's like a badge of honor.
Yeah.
Mr. Brooker has a question
Here we
over
go.
here.
Who on the Impact roster is your dream match who you've never faced?
Oh, that's a good question. I'd say Josh, but man, his matches look rough. I don't want to get hurt. But there's a new Japanese kid, Yuya Uemura. That guy is a wicked. I told him, I said, if I had your hair, I would be a billionaire. He just has the greatest wrestling hair. Oh, Jungle Boy's hair is pretty good. Don't get me wrong.
Very good, yeah.
But Yuya Uemura is giving him a run for his money.
Great question.
Fantastic. We'll come here. Right, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Matt. I just wanted to say, first of all, I think we'll all agree that you are, without a doubt, the funniest guy in wrestling ever. Honestly, he cures my anxiety. My question was, I loved your run with Beth Phoenix and the sort of Glamorella. And I was always like, you were in like the sort of main event picture at times and main event segments with like Baptista. And I was just wondering, what was the reasoning, do you know, behind like kind of splitting you guys up? And, you know, what was that sort of conversation like? Because I feel like you guys were on the money.
Yeah, I don't actually know why they split us up, but the Glamorella thing was actually some of the most fun I ever had in professional wrestling. Beth Phoenix is like, she's like the perfect human being, you know? She's beautiful, she's intelligent, she's honest. I'm sure she's like a wicked mom, an awesome wife, she's a great colleague. Like, I always use the expression, I say, she's what you want. Whatever role you can put somebody in, Beth Phoenix is what you want in that role. She loves wrestling, like she's just so smart. And I love Beth, man. Edge got her first, damn it.
Great commentator as well.
She's amazing.
Yep.
Beth is amazing. She's like a superwoman. And I don't know why they broke us up. The storyline came that, you know, I was insecure and I was trying to prove that men are dominant and all that stuff. And then it kind of wrote its course. But yeah, we could have did some more stuff. I used to bite her biceps. And I used to try and break her all the time, her character, all the time. So she's so like legitimately super strong that when we won the IC title and she won the women's, she carried me on her shoulders. So during rehearsal, it was pretty easy. But now all of a sudden we're sweating. She wrestled most of the match, so she's tired, and she's still I was like 230 pounds, and she like had me on her shoulders, and I could hear her, she was struggling a bit, but she still pulled it off, man. She's amazing. She's carried me over her shoulder upstairs before when I was like, you know, passed out or whatever. So what a woman.
Yes, indeed. Question over here with Mr. Brooker.
We go.
Thank you.
Hi there. Just wanted to say that you are, again, the funniest person ever for WWE and everywhere else. The segment that you did with Sheamus, where you called him out on his complexion. Yeah. I just want to say as a question, how did you come up with the Cobra?
So 2004, I was living in Japan, and I had a friend named Taro, and we were after one of our shows, we were in a bar, and he just showed me this thing he does with his arm. And he transforms into this little wooden snake puppet thing. And that was really it, you know. And next time I saw him, he wondered if I remembered how to do it. And then 5 years later, I believe it was Atlanta, Georgia, on a live event. And I was either wrestling Carlito or Chavo. I think it was Chavo. And I said, I'm gonna try something in my match. So in my comeback, I just did this little Cobra thing and hit him, and then I kind of rolled him up. And the audience immediately laughed at it, and they had not seen it on TV. So normally you have to condition an audience by doing something on television, and then they see it in real life and they react to it. But without ever seeing it on TV, they reacted to it immediately. So I started doing it on live events, and then I guess the reports of the live events were getting to Vince, and he wanted to see the Cobra. So then I did it on Raw, and within weeks, it was like, it just took off, you know. I was almost puzzled by how quickly it took off, because it's not a huge move, but people love it for some reason. But this is when I know the Cobra was very successful. I've been told by actually 3 continents, some kids in Australia, well, they're adults now, they told me when they were kids, the Cobra was banned in their school because so many kids were hitting, and also it happened in the United States and it happened here in England, where the Cobra has been banned from elementary schools because too many kids were hitting each other with the Cobra. So that's when you know you made it.
For sure.
When children are assaulting each other in your name. Wonderful.
Speaking of children, here we go.
Here we go. You can pop your hand down, it's cool. What's your name, my friend?
Thomas.
Thomas. Have you ever hit anyone with a Cobra?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it? Stand up, Thomas. Come on.
Give it up for Thomas, everybody.
Oh, and look,
Thomas.
he's brought John Chainer to say hi as well. There, that's
John
fantastic.
John
Thomas.
Chen is a son of my gun.
Don't you use that language. Here we go. What's your question for? Come over here a bit so we can actually see. Just walk over here. Go ahead, my friend.
Who's your favourite wrestler?
Who is your favorite wrestler?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, I was definitely a Hulkamaniac when I was a kid, but my first favorite wrestler was Jimmy Superfly Snuka. He was awesome. And then, of course, my next favorite wrestler was Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog.
You're in good company here. Mr. Brooker, you had a question of your own, didn't you?
Yeah, to be
Current
self-indulgent, because who was here last night for the after party in Future Shark? Because we got a bargain package. We didn't get to see one Cobra. We saw 4. I won't lie, I had a smile on my face from bell to bell. I had a great time. Did you enjoy yourself last night? What was it like stepping in the ring here again?
I think it was pretty obvious I had a good time. No, you know what? I had an awesome time. And I'll tell you this is a true story. The UK fans are the first fans to ever appreciate the comedy of Santino. When I turned into a bad guy, there was actually an article in one of the British newspapers that were just, praising the comedy. But when I came here, the audience always reacted the quickest. They understood the comedy, and the most subtle things that I would do always got picked up by the audience here. I guess it was the world of sport.
Yes.
So they understand some of that subtle comedy. I think that's one of the main reasons. But I've always enjoyed performing here because the audience, we're just on the same page. I can't explain it. I've always connected with the British audience.
Yes. And British humor, for sure.
There's a definite, between Canada and Britain, we've always got that sort of link with a sense of humor as well, I think.
The Queen's on our money, too.
That's right.
Too soon, mate.
Soon to be the king. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
Soon to be the king. My goodness. We have time for just a couple more questions. Here's one on the left.
Yeah, hi, Santino. I was trying to say it was absolutely fantastic to watch you live wrestle last night. First time seeing any wrestling event live, and it's fantastic to see you performing. It's absolutely incredible. You did a fantastic job. I just want to ask, whose idea was it for you to wrestle? Because obviously we've got all these other wrestlers in here and nobody else in it but you. So was it your idea? Did Progress come to you and ask you to do it, or?
No,
it wasn't Progress, mate.
Oh.
I know
that's not you for answer.
The canvas says Progress, but
it was.
You're always welcome at Progress as well.
Of course, nothing to say no, but yeah.
Well, who was it? Whose idea was it? Let's say that.
When I was first just talking with the guys from Monopoly Events, someone suggested it, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to be there. I wouldn't come in here and have a one-on-one slugfest. My neck is compromised and my back has some issues. But this type of match, 4 guys versus 4 guys and some comedy stuff, I'm able to do that kind of stuff. No, but I noticed I was the only one here wrestling from everybody. But hey, that's okay. I love it. I'm still, I'm young.
Yes.
I'm turning 50. But
wow.
Yeah.
You must moisturize a lot.
I've actually started. I have to.
It's paying off. It's paying off. We have time for one final question.
Ooh, no pressure, sir. No
Come
pressure.
On. We're just getting started. Come on.
Well, first of all, stand up.
Stay here all day. I'm not leaving.
This gentleman is committed.
Yes.
Look at this fine garment.
How did it feel to almost win the Royal Rumble?
How did it feel to almost win the Royal Rumble? Oh, and almost win the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, they were pretty close together, and it's funny. Anywhere I go, everyone mentions the Elimination Chamber, and so it's strange because normally somebody coming so close is not a significant moment. Usually when they win, it's the significant moment. But in this case, coming so close and having every single person in the arena, it was a foregone conclusion. I was going to win that match. And I guess being so gutted and disappointed stuck with them forever, but it was an incredible match. And during the match, I could hear the audience, but I'm kind of focused on the match. And when I go look at it back, it's mind-blowing, the reactions. And when I talk to guys that were watching wrestling at that time, they expressed to me that they were ready. They were ready for Santino to take it to the next level. They were ready for Santino to main event WrestleMania, and they were good with it, and they wanted it. And that really, it means a lot to me. It didn't happen, right? It came, But the one thing I like is that because it didn't happen, there's always going to be that unfulfilled, we always wanted a little more. So the fact that the audience was never 100% satisfied with what they got, it seems like they're always going to want a little more forever type thing. And I'm good with that because it's a special relationship I have with the audience in the sense that they just always wished a little more for me. And that means a lot to me that they wanted that. So you never know. You never know. There might be a miracle one day.
You never know. Miracles can happen. Speaking of a little more, can we do one more question, Mr. Brooker?
We'll see.
And then we'll let him get back to the autograph area.
I'm going to put you under pressure because, right, in a moment, put your hand up if you've got a question, you've got a good one. On 3, put it up, you've got a question. Anyone catch your eye, Mr. Marrella?
Oh, yep.
This gentleman here. Cool. Yeah. Oh, there's always traffic here.
You recently teamed with Joe Hendry and Dirty Dango against the Design. If there was a member of the Knockouts division a part of that team, who would you pick?
I'd have to go with Jordan Grace. She's so impressive and so strong. I'd have her on my team, yeah, for sure.
She is a powerhouse. Well, final question for me. What are you looking forward to after Manchester? Personally, professionally, what are you looking forward to?
I'm Canadian, so I'm looking forward to summer. And my daughter is in NXT, Ariana Grace. She's coming off a knee injury, and I have 2 little ones at home, a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. So I just want to spend as much time with them as I can during this time in their life because it's really fast, and they're going to be teenagers in no time. So focusing on family and impact, And I just try and keep myself in shape and work out every day. But now it's like everything's like a physiotherapy from all these injuries and stuff. So just, health and family and getting out once in a while to see the fans and just enjoying. I finally actually reached a really good balance in my life with business, with family, with recreation. And it's like I don't want to mess with it. It's like I've achieved this incredible balance, so I'm just gonna stay on target and stay on track and keep doing what I'm doing. I'm just really conscious of having as much fun as possible in this life because it's short.
It is. Yeah. Get that family time in because your little ones could be in NXT one day too. You never know. You never know.
My son's nickname is Main Event Marco.
See?
And I'm brainwashing him already that he's gonna be the ultimate combat sports athlete and professional wrestler. And he just got into pro wrestling like 2 months ago.
Oh, wow.
He came home one day and said, I'm John Cena. And I'm like, what? First of all, it's John Cena.
Yeah.
And second of all, I go, he's pretty good. And so anyway, I got him some wristbands and he saw me wrestle for the first time last week at Rebellion. So it was really special for me to have he was front row. He's never seen me wrestle before, so I'm going to have to pull a Goldberg and when he gets older, go win the title or something.
That's lovely. Any final words for your fans here in Manchester?
You guys make me feel so good the way you react, and it means so much to me. The older I get, the more emotional I get, I guess, but thank you, man. Just thank you guys. From the bottom of my heart, I love you guys so much. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for making memories with us here in Manchester. Please, Manchester, make some noise for Santino Marrella. Manchester, keep it going for Santino Marrella.